the great rabbis of yesteryear. We're on Rosh Chodesh Tevet. It marks the Hilula of a really great rabbi. His name was Rabbi Nachman Angel Z'tl. It was actually interesting. He came from very great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rav Vidal. He was born himself in English year 1845 in Jerusalem. Now it's interesting. His father, Rav Vidal, actually moved to the land of Israel 15 years before Rabbi Nachman was actually born. This was back in the year 1830. He would actually make aliyah to the land of Israel with many of the great rabbis from Saloniki, including the Chacham Chasdei, Al-Sheikh Rabbi Abram Kohanikiyah, who was a really great rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before, and Rabbi Menachem HaKohen Al-Chassid, really great rabbis from Greece in and of itself. Now, for many of his years, rabbinic years in and of itself, Rabbi Nachman Angel would actually travel as a shluchei d'Rabbanan, a rabbinic emissary, outside of the land of Israel, raising funds and strengthening various Jewish communities, representing the famous Kabbalistic yeshiva of Jerusalem called Yeshivat Bet-El, and would make various different travelings to various different Jewish communities. Especially he would travel to Turkey, he would go to Romania, to even Vienna in of itself, Hungary, Egypt, India and Morocco. So it was really well encompassed all throughout the different areas across the entire world in of itself, which is very, very astounding, because usually many of the great rabbis would actually travel only to one of the continents usually, but seemingly he was not just around, he was all over Europe and all over Asia and North African countries also. I think in some of he wrote actually a lot of letters connected to his various travels where he went, and reported over one time he was, I think, 17 days on a ship at sea, and it reported over he would only eat bread with salt. He reports over in, let's say, some of his letters of his traveling set, there was dangers at that point in time. No, it wasn't like nowadays where it's much easier to travel. There was dangers on the road at that point in time, and he reported over he was once miraculously saved from a gang of robbers, which is reported over. Then at a later stage in time, he would actually continue his travels. I believe in the year 1913, he would actually, let's say, complete his travelings in of itself, and would actually join a Bet Din, a Jewish court. It was Dayan of Rabbi David Sur Naga, really, really great rabbi, I think, of Jerusalem in of itself, respectively. And he would then be appointed, or I think part of this Bet Din himself, and become the head of the Jewish court, the Ab Bet Din, as we like to say. And he would actually, interesting, he would learn, he would teach, he would pray inside the famous Yeshivat Bet-El. It was a gabbai, I believe, inside the yeshiva for many years of the Beit Knesset in of itself. He would give various sermons, Torah sermons on Shabbat. And he was part of the Va'ad, the committee of the Eidah Sfardim, the Sephardi congregation, I believe, of Jerusalem. He was very much an integral part of the committee in of itself. Now, he passed away on Aleph Tevet in English year 1924. So at that stage in time, he would have been about nearly 80 years of age when he passed away. And I think one of his outstanding book was the Drushim U'Poroshim, which I think came out in the year 1977. This would have been more than 50 years, about 53 years after he passed away. This great Torah colossal work of his was actually released in of itself, which we have to point out also. So that was published, I think, this great book in itself through the efforts of the Sephardic community in Jerusalem. This was towards the late 1970s. Now it's his Hilula over here on the Aleph Tevet in of itself, one of the great rabbis representing the famous Yeshivat Bet-El. And we've spoken about the famous Kabbalistic yeshiva of Yeshivat Bet-El on various occasions before. I would recommend everyone to learn and research about it. He was a great rabbi. His family was seemingly from Saloniki, which is absolutely astounding. Also, his wife's name was Esther, Rabbanit Esther, and among his children, he very, very much, he was a great rabbi in of itself. Rabbi Nachman Angel, the father of Rabbi Nachman Angel, his wife was called Esther, Rabbanit Esther, and he was the father of the famous Kabbalist Rabbi Nachman, was one of the great rabbis in of itself. In fact, his father, I think, was born actually also in Saloniki before, and he wrote the book Mitzudot Harba, very, very great book in of itself. Now, the grandfather of Rabbi Nachman Angel happened to be Rabbi Hanoch Angel, also another very great rabbi in of itself. Hopefully we'll be able to speak about on various occasions. Bezrat Hashem, hopefully in the future also. So please don't forget to light candles in the great rabbi's memory. Rabbi Nachman Angel, he passed away. Aleph Tebet is his Hilula. We've covered about 550 great Chachamim of yesterday. If you happen to be related to any of these great rabbis, please send me an email or comment. I'll appreciate it. I'm wishing you all well and blessings from Israel. Take care.